Okay, we'll start. Okay.
Yes.
So today's topic is that hooks. So we have covered some basic learning of React.js, what how it can be added, how the component has been created, how we can import and export our component. So today we are going to learn something new, that is hooks, React hooks. And after means React 16.8 version, right? Hooks are introduced. Hooks is a new feature in the React 16.8 version. So what is hooks? Hooks allows you to use your state inside that functional component. So if our component is divided into two parts, one is functional component, another is class-based component. So in the functional component, if we want to manage our state, if we want to manage our state and perform some actions, so that time we have to use the hooks. There is many types of hooks are there. One may be use state hooks, your use effect hooks, or use reducer hooks. I'm sharing my screen. My screen is visible, right? Please tell me.
Yes, yes.
So you can say that use state, use rep, use effect, contest, use reducer. So same thing. If we are using class-based component, that time we have to do this action in different forms. But in the functional component, they are providing, the React has enhanced their features, that is hooks. Use state is equivalent to, you can say, your normal state. In class-based component, what will write state, and we have to update the state through this dot set state. Same thing in the functional component. If we have to manage our state, that time we have to use state hook. Another concept is that use ref. Use ref hooks, that is also used for if you have some inner HTML. If you have to select something from the input type or input type text or any div ID, it has some inner HTML that you want to take that part. So you can use ref. It is using as a reference. And use effect loops, that is mainly perform that when you want to fetching the data like API call, you're updating your DOM or timer actions, that time we can use that use effect loops. So I will provide one by means everything in the hands-on. So I will start with that use state loop. So I will write, I'll do it here, okay? First I'll showing that array destructuring and that the value how we have to grab from that hook. First, that is my props. I'll add one props and I'll create one function, that is your app. Inside that app, I will pass my hooks, I props like this. Now this method I have some values, right? Value one, value two, value three, value four. this value I will add over here, and this item, like first item from the array, we can grab this thing also. Right, first. You can see that value one also added. One more thing, if we'll copy this one and paste here, consider value I will add. So without destructuring the array, we can also get the value this way, right? But alternatively, with that destructuring the array, we can also get the value. So first element is empty, second or third. Third means it will map automatically this item you have to grab. So this is the destructuring of array, and we can pass the props from my app, and this value we can add over here. So now I'm starting that use state hooks. The function here. And I will create one object. My OPJ is equal to that name. My name or new value. So this is your first element of that use state, and then when you update the state in the functional component, so first we have to write use state. Use state. You can see the use state. Now in use state we have to also import. First we have to check the use state is import or not. So import React, comma your use state from, yeah. Okay. I will add this value. So this is the initialized value. I have first value I have initialized to return div div. Inside the div, I am to write new value dot find it. You can see, but first use state I have added one object, and I will pass in the use state. This is the first initialized object. Then what I will do, I have to update the state. one button. Update the, you have to wrap this thing either fragment or div. Div, and it's div. Update the state. Nothing is happening, right? So I have to add one event on click. This is my event, and inside that event, I will do function this thing, and then update the value. So remember, set new value. So whatever name you are providing, the same thing you have to add in the camel case with the set. First we have to add the set and then this value. So I have add set new value. Set new value. I will add the value hello world update. See what happened? Value. What I will do, I have to add the objects as the same thing. So my name flower. Yes, sir. So my first object, the value whatever I'm providing, that is the object. If I will take on the value will take, that is your copy and do and create one button to then it will add set new value. Very color here instead of new value. So this value is in its first rendering, and then whenever I update the state, so this value is coming. So this is the use statehood. Okay. Any questions? No. Next example that I will show with the checkbox, the same thing. what function I to create return into will create other fruits that is your check and set check to instead. So by default, I will pass the value false. Okay, false. Now I will take one input text box. If value, what value I will pass, that is your check. This value I will pass. And in the on change one event, I will trigger that is set if and check if not check. Okay. On that, if I will print that value is means updated or not, so I will print the value. Okay. Edit check or not check. You can see that I have not checked. If I will check, the value is changed. Check. Same thing I will do with the use state also. So this is the my first initial value. I will add the in the value. By default, I will pass false. So the state is updated with the false value. I'm not adding anything. Now what I will do in the on change event handler, I will take and then I have to update the set check. So set check means you have to update your state in the use state method. Okay. And then if you will check and check if that checked or not. If checked, then there is the ternary operator is called. So instead of if else, I will add this thing. The value is checked, then it print check. If value is not checked, it will print not checked. When I trigger, so it's checked, and when I not, I just unchecked it, so not checked. Any questions? No.
No.
Okay. Next example that I will add it with some, I will install one thing that is React icons. So I will add this version React icons. Where I will add React icon 4.6. Or you can also add the React icons. You can search in the net npm. So you can also grab this thing and install the React icons. Head over here. So we'll add the icons and now add create one component that is your component and create this thing. Um, and create one for so it does. The each state I will take each state and by default I will pass 0. So this is my props. This props I will pass from here. Nothing is rendering. What I will do, I will return and take one bit and I will create first one array. Or create array. Iterate this object. Total. Yeah. And create some component. Start. Hmm? I click start component. Okay. Depend to false. And false. And then I have to input this thing. And input. And here icon. And input this thing. I'll import it from React icon. Okay. If you install this package, React icon, so you will get that AP star model. I will pass an attribute and then plot my color. Color, what I will do, a select as we separate, I will have all click equal to on select. This is coming as a props. But there. Hmm. Hmm. Here, and props is the other props and pass. Now, well, because, I have to pass the value from this object to star component. That I will pass key selected equal to, and see that selected star, but then I on select I will pass selected star I plus to get icon get icon from from yeah, I can see. Now if you select two star, so it will show two. If I will add three, it will show three. Okay. And also this way you can select your star. So what I will do first, I have created one app. Inside the app, I will pass star rating component. So this is my star rating component. In the star rating component, I will pass the props as total star. How many stars is there? Five. So I will pass five. If I pass three, it will show three. If I pass nine, it will show nine stars. If we click two, three, four, okay, the total star I will pass. And I have created the state, use state method. So I will pass the zero by default, okay, in the select star. And then I will iterate the object. The create array will create other array for getting the length. How many stars are there? So I will create the map. The map function I will and then iterate the objects and pass in the star component. So this is my star component. This is the other component, okay? Star component. In the star component, I will pass this value again. Selected false by default. I am not selected anything. So false and on select. On select is method I will pass as a props. Yesterday also the same thing, that on select method, and then in the on select method I will pass that set selected star, that is the update. How I have to update the state, right? These things. And you can see that I plus one. So every time when I select, so one item has been updated. This thing, two, three, this way. And then in the star component, I will pass the array and if a star that is coming from your React icons, these things. And I will pass the attributes or prop, that is your color, either selected, so it will be red, otherwise green. And I will pass that on click event. In the on click event, what the event are coming from here, I just pass that is as a props, and this props I will pass in the on click. And the selected star of total star, how many stars are there and how many stars are selected. That's where I've created. So it's, you can pass any number of stars over here. Another example, that is use effect hooks. Any questions on use state? Hello.
Yeah, no.
So you understood, right? These things. Use
Yeah,
state hook.
but I have a question regarding function. Yeah.
Yes, yes, you can
Like
ask. But in which example? In which
you
example
pass
you
the
this example?
yeah, pass curly
One minute.
break. You pass a curly
One minute.
bracket.
One minute.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Tell me.
Function
This
star.
example, right? Now you
Yeah.
tell me why. Yes. So this is, you can pass. This is my props. Okay.
Okay.
This is my props. So you can pass the props, and inside then you have to, what you have to do, props dot selected. So instead of props dot selected, I will pass the same object. Whatever I pass as a prop, right? You can see selected and on select, two things I will pass. So you can see if I will and make it props. Okay. Now
Okay.
console dot logs, or do one thing, otherwise it will not work. Just 1 minute. Console dot log. I will pass props. Okay.
Yes.
I will pass props. Hmm. Now what is the thing? So I will add props dot. Okay. And
Okay.
also that your color is there, and props dot on select. Props dot on select. You can see same thing. You can see the prop I star props. You can see same thing, right? Selected false on that value on select event.
Yes.
I will add
Okay. Will it
same
work
thing.
when we separate the components in different file?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Different
you.
component means I cannot understand. Can you please tell me?
Okay. Like
No,
when
telling
we
means simply means
okay. Okay. Hello.
yes, yes. I can hear you. You can,
Okay, if
yes, you
we
can,
separate our star function in separate file, then the array distracting will work.
Yes, obviously. So I
Okay,
will do one thing. What in the same file index.js file, right? I will just show these things. Okay. So if you destructuring these things, in star.js, right? It is equal to
yes,
star.js, uh, star.js over here in different file, right? This you want.
yes, yes.
You have to import these things. Import and export for if your JS is different, then you can import and export. Otherwise, functionality is the same. Okay.
Okay,
I will
okay,
create this thing in different JS file. I will create this thing in different JS file. And also the function and also the different JS file. Okay.
okay. Thank you. Now got it.
Okay. Next is use effect hooks. So what is use effect hooks? That generally or it is used that for your if you calling the API call. So in the API call in the functional component we have to use effect hooks. Or if you have to update your DOM in the use effect hooks. Or if you have set time or set timeout option, this kind of thing. So you can also use the use effect hooks. So use effect hooks. This example I will show you. I create a function. Same thing. So same thing. I will use on const and name, comma set name equal to first use step and that name I will pass. Return what I will do is one Peter. So now we'll take one use effect hooks. Use first have to import this thing. Use effect same place same in the place. Use effect hooks. It's a core component. Use state, use effect, use diffuser that is coming from the React component. Okay. So if I put console.log and hello dollar name and password. And one other use effect hooks I will use. So use this one. You can see it's coming from this use effect hook, the console log. Immediately when the use state hooks render, then use effect hook starting. Right. So you can take multiple use effect hooks. Use effect. Other use effect, that is my console.log. And for that, what I will take, other use state hook I will take. That is your admin, state admin. So use state console log. Select the user is what admin. If admin, then I'll show admin. First name, otherwise it will show not admin. And it has depend one third array, that is one dependency array is there, that is this text. Means it is dependent on the name, right? It will render, it will call when the name is void. And again, it will there if I will call admin. This now what I will do, we will take one button and I will take on click event. Now on click event, what I will do, set name. Name I will pass. And this is my change name. When I change it, that time this is called, right? Change name. Because I have add this array and the value is changed to GGJ. Other button I will take for the admin button. On I will do this thing. On Peter, if admin, so GT logged in. not logged in. So value is false, so that's why not logged in. Now what I will do, I will take one button, I will click, I will do set it. Pass the value true. And login. Card paste here. Press it. You can see that the console log is coming only for that admin, but whenever I press that event, logged in. And I change name, that only this thing. So it's dependent. Means the use effect inside the console log, this value only means that when I trigger this function name or set name, that time this use effect will call an admin. So you can also add this array and also create the multiple use effect hooks into the function component. For example, that is primary example I will show you. So, function has I will do one const, I will do one data, comma, set data. I will call one API. So first, what I will do, use state help us empty array. So in JavaScript, you remember, right? When in before the for loop, what will take one array, right? Call empty array. Then some for loop, and then inside the for loop, we will do empty array dot push. Dot push these things, right? So same thing. By default, I will take one empty array in the use state. Now its effect will take here. I will create one page. It's used for the calling the API, which is by default. Otherwise, you can use Axios or Ajax or XML HTTP request for getting the data from the API. Now, I will call this API. Dot, you can say then function. Then function, what I will do, it's spawn. It's spawn. Dot, sorry. Then what I will do, dot then the data is there, so I set the data. Set data and pass. Right? Set data and what I will do, and dependent on the data is value. Now, if data is present while render, to return in the return, I will take one tab and take one ULLI. Take one UL. The ULLI, I will iterate the object that is my data dot map, and then one iterator is the user. The user, what I will do, I will take one li. Li will take one key is equal to, I will pass the user ID, user dot ID. Here I will pass user dot login. That is your one. Okay. You can see the value is coming, right? So response are coming. What will do, control log the response. Control dot log the response. Or response. Okay. Got it. Yes. And here, if I want to see what the data is there, so control log my data, comma response. I'll check. You can see the data that is coming, right? The URL and response. From the response, I will create the object and get the data. I will do. I will pick one button. That I will take in the button. One button I will take. I will remove the data. One button I will take, that is remove the data. Yeah. One click. This is my event. I will do save data. I will print it. So data will be done. Okay. Okay. The data options there. One. what happened? Remove the data. Run this thing has been done. There is some uh,
Hey, hi Kaushik. Sorry to interrupting.
hello, yes,
Yeah, I have a question. Like,
yes.
whenever
Okay.
the use effect method call, whenever
Hmm.
data is changing, like the state of data change.
So use effect in the is in the use effect method, na? This is the
Hmm.
hooks, right? I will
Okay.
call the fetch function. I will call the
No, no.
fetch function, right?
I am asking when the hooks like use effect run. No,
Uh,
the okay, like you have set a use state, na data and set data.
uh, so use
So the use
statement
effect
is
method.
my empty array, okay?
Okay.
This is my empty array. I will take, right? In the JavaScript, instead of React or Angular, in the JavaScript, what I will take? Const array is equal to new array, right? This is my
Yes.
empty array I will take, right?
Okay.
And after some JavaScript, that dollar dot ajax, this kind of thing you write, right? In the JavaScript.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the response, right? The success method. The
Hmm.
success method means then method here. In the fetch is the callback method then. So in the is my success method, right? I will get
Hmm.
response.json. I will get the response, and it's a chainable chain callback method. Okay, dot then. I can use multiple dot, and it automatically
Okay.
pass the data in that your set data. Set data will update it, right? You can see the set data is updated, and then I what I will write if data is present means if data is there, so it will return. It will
Okay.
return one div, right? And in the div, I will
Yes.
take one ULA line. But it's a view purpose. There is no nothing other
Okay.
meaning. Okay, ULA line and the data dot map. I will take one iterator x name. You can take it x dot id or x dot log. Okay,
Yes.
you can take it. Minute, I will remove this thing.
Okay. And when the use state run, use state no. You set
And
yeah.
when the
The when the use effect run. Okay.
this is the usable.
Yeah. When the
This
use
is
effect
the usable.
yes run. Yes. Like there is a
So
state of data variable
when
na.
your function
Okay.
component invoke na, your
Mm-hmm.
component is invoked, right? Means when your component is running, the first use state is called. Okay. So after
Okay.
this state, this is that after the use effect hooks call, you can take means
Okay.
if I cannot run this function directly before that use effect hooks. Okay. So I'll
Okay.
the data persistence. I cannot persist the data in the component. It's a hook means it's a life cycle concept. If you use console, if you use any means .NET, PHP, wherever, some life cycle loops is there, right? So in the life
Yes.
cycle loop, you have to grab the data. Otherwise, the data, I am not written this thing. It React has provided. So
Yes. Yes.
inside it's the wrapper, use effect. Yes, this is my wrapper. In that use effect wrapper, I will call the fetch method. In that, you can in the fetch method, so you can take other method also. If you use dollar if you install the jQuery, so you can use dollar dot
Yeah,
ajax
yeah,
also.
I got this. I have one more question. Like if
Yes.
in after the use effect method, if we again run the use state
Mhm.
and change the state of data, then will use
Hmm.
effect method again run or not?
This
Like
method runs
after use
only
effect
1 second.
method, if we use
Hmm.
okay, okay, okay,
It is only one time run, and the state, the value you have to grab now, then you can pass the view, right? In the MVC structure, what? You have to
yes,
grab the value from your model, your controller. Then you pass the value from controller to your view, right? In the .NET.
yes,
The same thing. So this my controller. You can assume that, right? Is by life cycles. So same thing means in that functional component we cannot use any life cycle method. So that's why React has provided hooks. In that hooks
yes,
means I will grab the data. So use effect hooks mainly used for fetching the data from the API. You have to add set
and
timer function. You have to update your DOM. That kind of operations you have to add inside the use effect hooks.
it
And
will run only once, na?
yes, when your data is passed, na, so I'll write the logic, right? If data means data is present, then only it will return. You can say.
Yes,
So it will else if I will write else, what happen? Return, cut it, paste it, okay? And do one thing, user one. So data dot map is not coming, right? It's showing some error. So data one or anything can do it. Mhm. 1 minute. So either you can do if data or return this thing, okay, inside the block. In this block, your API after you can pass is as a props, okay, this data.
okay,
Hello. Hmm. Okay, so
yes, yes, I got
tomorrow
it.
that other example. Yes. So from tomorrow the hooks will be going on 2 more days. Okay. There are other example of use context, custom hooks we can provide in the demo. So today use effect and use state hooks will cover. And tomorrow I'll add the use context and use reducer. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Is there any questions or otherwise I will stop the presentation. And after this 2 classes, I will provide you that the code base, okay, for the hooks, whatever I've done. Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you.